Here's what's making news around Indiana.
We've got 400 milligrams of HHC gummies. So this is 3-Chai, this is Orange Dreamsicle. We've got Pineapple Express.
A Hoosier hemp producer raking in millions, even though it's still illegal to buy pot in Indiana. Believe it or not, one of the largest hemp companies in the country calls Indiana home. 3 years ago, 3Chi moved its operations from Ohio to the Hoosier state. Why? According to 3Chi founder Justin Journay, Indiana's innovative CBD laws set his company up for big-time success. I caught up with Journay earlier this week. When you hear the word cannabis, the connotation in pop culture looks a little something like this.
Is that a joint, man?
Get some sour cream and onion chips.
But the business of cannabis, surprisingly, is growing in Indiana.
3Chi is a hemp company, so we make oil from cannabis. September 2019 was when we got our first lease here and set up shop, started going full bore. And then just since then, we've kind of exploded.
3Chi is now one of the biggest hemp companies in the U.S., with an international customer base offering a wide range of edibles like baked goods and gummies, carbonated beverages, vape cartridges, oils, and the list goes on. So what is hemp exactly? And what's the difference between Delta 8 and Delta 9 THC?
Delta 9 THC.
Delta 9 THC.
Yep.
What is that? I mean, it's comparable to...
So Delta 9 THC is what people classically associate with marijuana. It's the active component in there. However, it can also be derived from hemp. And so if you take it from hemp and put it into a product that has less than 0.3% by dry weight in the final form, it can still be considered hemp and sold as hemp. And so essentially you can still have Delta 9 products, which are what you would find in a marijuana dispensary, in a hemp market.
So this is comparable to what you'd find at a dispensary?
Absolutely.
And you can sell that legally here in Indiana?
You can sell that legally here in Indiana. And one of the big benefits is now you don't have to drive across the state. You don't have to get it from some shady guy in a dealer or in an alleyway or something like that. But you can have tested product made here in Indiana.
And it all derives just from, it's cannabis. That's the overriding.
It's cannabis at the end of the day, and hemp is cannabis, marijuana is cannabis, so that's why we can make similar products, but at the end of the day, this is derived from hemp.
Thanks to 3Chi sponsoring popular sports media company Barstool Sports, its products were launched into the mainstream. And that's when NASCAR came calling.
Richard Childress Racing, they actually had done some work with Barstool. This year, we sponsored Tyler Reddick. So that was the first mainstream cannabis sponsorship in the country for a major sport. So that was very groundbreaking.
And while 3Chi was a hit with its mainstream NASCAR debut, it's still a hot-button issue in Indiana, but one Journay says lawmakers should really consider.
We had a economic study done a year or two ago, and the market here in Indiana is $2 billion. People are listening at the State House, and I really hope that something comes to fruition out of that, because Indiana is in a position where they could really dominate the cannabis space overall if we were to act, which seems crazy to say. Everybody says Colorado, California, they expect those guys to be the leaders, and right now they are, but it's amazing what just good policy could do if it were implemented. Indiana could be a real major player, really on the world scene too.
A fascinating conversation with 3Chi founder Justin Journay. Definitely a company making waves.